Now, does it look like homie sleeping, homie? Good evening, everybody. Welcome back once again to the channel. You know it is JJ on the evening quest right here on the channel. We got Mr. Machine with us. Say hello, Mr. Machine.
Hello.
So, hello there, Mr. Dakota. Good to see you. Good to see you. No, I'm going to tell you the reason why it took a little longer to start the stream is because I was waiting for the drop frames to drop below 2%, so you didn't get any video stuttering. Oh, it would have been a good thing too, because then you'd have to go watch instant replay and there'd be no stuttering. I think. Maybe. You never know. So, let me pull up the reasoning why we're here today. I got everything written down, as you can see. I even forgot where I put it, but no, we didn't forget.
Excuse me.
Oh my God. Bro. Damn, bro. Damn. You ain't got to share it. Damn. Okay. So, what are we going to break down today? Okay. We're going to break down mini PCs and what they're actually offering compared to full-size desktops, and how to match parts and prices. You can do it on PCPartPicker, and there's many other sources, just to say. Where's the real cost difference? We don't know. That's what we're going to find out. We want to see the performance, we want to see thermals, and we want to see upgrade paths. So, whether or not many PCs are worth it for creators, gamers, or everyday users, we don't know. But it's good to get an idea of what it's going to be like if you do get one. To me, I was telling Machine, I call them little crap boxes. You know, I use the S word, but I say they're little crap boxes, but you never know. I mean, if I were to test one of those boxes, right, and see what it actually does, and then it can outperform my big PC right here, then I'll say it's good. But if it can't, then there's no sense of buying it. Because my PC, when I put it together, was less than $1,300. Especially with these gaming little mini PCs. They're stating they're paying you, they're up around $1,600, $1,700 for a really good one. But, you know, we'll talk about more about it through the stream. So, you guys, I want to hear your input. And I want you guys to scream out your input. Let me know what you think. Mr. Machine's going to be looking for these mini PCs, and I'm going to try to match it on PCPartPicker to see if I can get a lower price with the desktop. Doesn't matter what kind. They both sit on the desk. So whatever I put together, and if that beats what I put together, then I guess it is what it is. But we'll see. I finally got a new CPU. Well, congratulations, man. So you got a new CPU there, Machine.
Well, what is it?
I don't know. He didn't say. You know it's going to be Intel. Yep. Oh, you got the Ultra 7 270K Plus. Sweet. You got a 270K Plus, bro.
And?
You know he's got to have that high-end platform, brother.
Oh, he hasn't even got it yet. He's got
Yeah, you know he's got to have that high-end.
Yeah.
You know he's got
It's
one
better
of
for path
those.
tracing. Much better for path tracing.
You know he's got a $6,000 motherboard too. You know.
But he doesn't have the motherboard yet.
Oh damn! Maybe he's saving up for that $6,000 motherboard. You don't know. You probably are, man.
Oh shit!
If I'll be honest with you. I like, and even with Intel, you know, the most I would go is the Z the Z, isn't there a Z890?
No.
No? Oh, it must be a Z790. I thought they had 800 series mother.
I might lie. I might be lying. Not on purpose.
No, they might sell the 800 series motherboards for.
Yeah. That's
what I heard. There might be a Z890.
Hey, tell him to get the Asus ROX Maximus Hero Z890.
Bro, he can hear you.
22 plus 1 plus 2 plus 2 power stages. 22.
Oh. Damn, that's a lot of stages.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, because, you know, when they were testing the 270K plus, they were like at a 16 plus 2 phase stage with it.
It's got 5 M.2 slots.
Oh, 5 M.2 slots.
Yeah, one of them's 5.0 ready.
Not bad. So, let's see. It's
$410 on Amazon.
Really?
The Asus ROG Maximus Hero.
Wow. Well, he does like the Maximus. Truthfully. I might be wrong. He can tell me I'm wrong. I'm stuck between. I'm going to read what you said there, Dakota. You say you're stuck between a $460 MSI Mag Z890 board or the Asus ProArt Z890 board, $20 cheaper.
ProArt.
I don't know. We're on MSI now. To be honest with you, me and Machine been on MSI for quite a while.
That's a 16 plus 2 plus 1 is $450.
Yeah.
10 plus 2.5 gigabyte LAN, Wi-Fi 7.
Uh-huh. The I/O on the MSI board is better, but the Asus board looks way better. Oh my god!
But the ROG one is $40 less, and it's 22 plus 2.
With the MSI board?
Yeah, the Asus one, Asus ROG Maximus.
No, he wants the ProArt, bro.
Oh, okay.
You know, he's going for aesthetics. It's not. I guess he's not going for the power.
The ROG one looks good.
I know. I got a ROG motherboard in this PC right here.
Maximus on the side. It's like it's got that Roman feel to it.
Oh my god. He says that he prefers MSI.
Oh well, then go ask MSI then.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I have Asus in here, and over on this one here is MSI.
Let's look at the MSI ones.
So,
MSI.
Now see, AM4 Asus was the shiz. Now AM5 MSI is the shiz, I think.
Which one was it? MSI what?
I'm trying to read. It's the Z890.
Meg.
The Meg, yeah, MSI Meg Z890. Bro, get your paintbrush out and put gold accents on it, really.
Is it the Ace?
No, it's the Meg.
Yeah, there's a Meg Ace. There's a Meg Unify X.
I'm not sure which one he wants.
Okay. There's a Meg Godlike. There's the board for him. $1,000.
There you go, $1,000.
This thing better have like 30 phases.
I know. I seen motherboards with 36.
It says 9200 for the DDR5 RAM, 4 slots, up to 9200, which isn't bad.
No.
Premium cooling features, wavy fin design, direct touch, cross heat pipe, 9 watt / MK MOSFET thermal pads, extra choke thermal pads, double sided, easy M.2 shield.
I think he's looking for white.
10 gigabyte LAN connector.
Yeah. Yeah, but a Z890 should have 20 gigabyte LAN, 20 gigabytes.
It doesn't. 2 ounces of thickened copper, 10 layer PCB.
I know what it was. You said LAN. I wasn't thinking, but still, that's a lot.
10 gigabyte super LAN. Okay. On-bolt, Thunderbolt 4.
That's not bad.
And it's Thunderbolt 5 accessory card ready.
It should have USB type. It should have USB type C, 40 gigabits per second, right?
PCIe what?
USB type C, 40 gigabits per second.
I'm looking.
Gigabits, whatever, guys.
Close enough.
Close enough.
10 ports, 4 memory slots, 6 SATA, 7 USB, 2 Ethernet, 1 PCIe port.
No, I'm talking about the rear I/O, bro.
I know. I'm just looking at all of it.
Oh, okay. You know, we haven't even got the show started yet.
I know. We're just trying to help them out.
Yeah, I know. Like I said,
110 amp SPS.
Damn. Hopefully you got a big enough power supply. That's all I'm going to tell you there, Mr. Dakota. You hope you got a big enough power supply.
It doesn't freaking say.
You're going to need a 2,500 watt power supply.
2,500? Yeah. Just put 2 in. You just need 2 power supplies.
Yeah, you just need to piece 2 power supplies together. You can get away with maybe 1,000 watts each. One for the graphics card and one for the motherboard. Might work. I would never, ever, ever tell anybody to do that. Never.
So expensive for that thing.
But it could be done. So you could put it on a relay system, and you can tie the two inputs together on a relay system with a little bit of resistance. Once you hit the button, that relay goes click, turns both power supplies on. I don't know, old school shit. Back then, we wanted 500 watts. You know, in the 80s, if we want 500 watts, we'd have to use two power supplies. Because back then, they're only coming around 250 watts each. Till the power supply companies started to upscale later on in the early 90s. The furthest we ever seen was 1600 watts.
The Gaming Plus looks nice to me, but it's all, you know, beauty's in the eye of the beholder.
I had to check the phone, make sure, because it looked like everybody was dropping out. Everybody's dropping out, man.
Everybody, yeah, okay.
Yeah. So you ready? You want to get this started? We always can go on Discord and follow up on this. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because I don't want to get people bored and they drop out and everything. You know how people get. It's just that moment, man. I want the stress. Give me the stress. Stress my PC out. No, I ain't stressing out nobody's head. No. So you ready to get this on?
Yep.
All right. I'll leave it up to you. You find
I did.
The minis. I will give you my opinion.
You ready?
Yeah, just make sure you send it to my main account, not my phone. So just waiting on you, man.
Copy.
I'm gonna post it up there, and you can explain it.
Paste. Bam.
Jeez.
It's damn technology crap.
Okay. So let me switch over to the action screen. Yeah, I thought I did that right, but I guess not. There we go. There. That way it doesn't rot everybody's brain. I just moved everything down so it didn't rot everybody's brain. So now you guys can see what the real picture is. I'm back. My headphones died. Damn, did we talk that long, bro?
No, didn't miss anything.
Okay, it's up. It's up there. You do the explaining, man.
All right. Hold on. Trying to figure out what processors we're in there.
See, because when you start your channel, you gotta just be on top of that game.
I don't have a game.
Yes, you do.
Let me open everything up. It doesn't say what CPU is in it.
It doesn't.
I'm looking. No, it says Core Ultra 9.
Yeah.
I mean, it says the Ultra 9.
Ultra 9 is.
That's what it says. I'm looking through everything.
285. Yeah.
CPU model is a 275HX.
Oh, 275.
There we go, found it. And the equivalency of 285
Is it
285HX
265? Could be between 250 and the 265. I know, right there, Dakota. I agree with you. Bro. We always want to hear everybody tapping on the keyboard.
I'm looking it up.
That's it. You're looking it up.
It is 86% of the 285K. In multi-core and single core, it's 95%. So it's pretty equivalent to the Ultra 9 285K.
Okay. I can buy that. So, what else is there about this Nook that you like?
I don't like anything about it.
Well, then why are we talking about it?
So that way we can show the differences and is it worth the extra money?
Right. Is it worth $2,500?
But no. I just first one that came up.
Oh, okay. Well, you got any others?
So it's got a 5070 in it, mobile, which is 8 gigabyte of VRAM.
Okay.
And that's the same speed as a 5060 Ti.
Okay.
Dedicated. Same amount of cores.
Yeah, but you have to look at when it comes to a Nook, it's more or less like a laptop that's compacted in a box.
They do it all for 330 watts.
No, that's not gonna fulfill a desktop.
Nope.
I mean, look at it this way. Okay.
It's got one HDMI and one display port.
Okay, look at it this way. I want you to think about this for a moment.
Okay.
Seriously. A desktop that's 5070 performance. Okay. Well, we're going to take this one and we're going to take and go over on PCPartPicker,
Okay.
which I already have. So we're just going to go one by one. So I already have PCPartPicker already in. So you're saying it's the 285K.
Correct. Equivalency. Yeah.
Equivalency means that it's only 85%.
95. Multi-core, it's 80.
Right. Split it down the middle, it's only 90%.
90. Yeah.
90%.
That's the closest GPU to that. The one below it is quite a bit different.
So that would be around the 9800X3D.
Yes.
So is that 285K for in the $400 range? No.
So it is the 285K is $560.
Right. So it's in the $500 range, but the equivalent, you get the 9800 X3D for $100 less. Boom.
But you're not going to have the cores and stuff. It's not going to be an equal amount.
Yeah, but this has X3D. This is X3D. The difference between the 285K, it's more blown process towards business than it is gaming. You get some kind of performance out of gaming, yes, but it's more or less, it's like kind of a 50-50 thing. But what everybody wants to know, can it game? Okay, so, but it's equivalent to a 9800 X3D, but in the charts, the 9800 X3D takes the 285K out for less price. So we have to look at the difference between $500 and some dollars and $440, right? So,
well, I'm looking at it because I'm just trying to match system to system,
right,
to make it fair.
Okay, so you said how much is for the 285K?
You can get a 285K with a Tough Gaming Z890 for $900.
I'm just looking without the motherboard. We're going piece by piece. That's reasonable.
560.
560?
Yeah, 99.
560.99, so 561.
No,
so,
it's 558, so just 560.
Oh, 560.
99 to the nearest 10th.
Okay. So we're going to minus that from the 440. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So now you just saved $120. So let's open up. Let's open this up here. Right. We'll use this as a little guide. So we're going to say, just bear with us, guys. I didn't have everything set up tonight anyway. So we're going to say CPU, right? We save $120. So we're going to hit the plus sign and 120. Okay. Next.
It's got 32 gigabytes of 6400 megahertz RAM.
What kind of motherboard?
It's not. There is no motherboard.
Okay.
It's all soldered on to a board. There's no way to buy it.
Right.
So.
Okay, so if they're using an Intel board, then it would probably be around the 60 series, right?
I have no idea.
Plus, it would be an ITX.
You would know better. Yeah, probably not. Yes, because if we're going to make a small build, right?
Yes.
Mini.
So I can.
ITX. Yeah, I'll go ITX Z8 Z. Well, you're in AMD, so.
Well, this is just for. This is just the opposite. You're doing Intel side, and I'm doing the opposite with AMD.
Okay.
See, there's a little bit of a difference. Okay, you're showing what Intel does on their side, right? I'm trying to show what AMD does on their side, right? So we'll go Mini ITX, and we'll set it for the lowest price. So we're not going to go a 620. We can go a 6.
I'll do an 850 minimum. That's what I would do.
Oh,
because of the X3D processor.
They're pricey.
They're going to be. Just pick one out that looks good. We got a lot of money to work with.
Right. So I'm looking at the MSI MPG edge with Wi-Fi, the
Okay.
B650. But
By the way,
why would
memory storage capacity is 96 gigabytes in here.
right?
So
So I would go with the ROG Strix B850 because there's not much of a price difference.
get more phases most likely.
But we're looking for an ITX.
ITX, yeah, has to be ITX.
Well, this is B850-I, so that should be ITX. Gaming Wi-Fi. So for $265, that'll be the next piece. Okay, so now we got to pick a CPU cooler. Now,
how do you do that for a Mini? Can you get a 240 in a Mini?
yes. It depends on, that'll be the end. It'll depend on the case we pick.
Yeah, let's do the air last. Should probably pick the cake next.
No, you pick your AI, you pick your AIO first, because then it gives you an exact look of what case you're going to need.
Okay.
I do it a little bit different, so. So we look for a 240. We're going to do a 240. Everybody's going to say, no, you can't do a 240 with a 9800 X3D.
Why not?
Because they say you do a 360.
You just don't push it too hard.
Well, I undervolt anyway. So I can get away with the 240.
Do you want to undervolt the X3D?
You could. Just a little bit. What you're doing is when you lower you're doing an undervolt on the voltage. So when you lower the voltage a little bit, you give the CPU more breathing room. Okay, because you got to remember, when it comes to AMD, they got overhead. A lot of it. So to minimize the overhead, you can lower the voltage and balance it and give it a better performance without it hitting like 80, 85 degrees Celsius, which is unheard of. I don't see why you would need to do that. That would be an unheard of thing to me. So what one would I trust when it comes to the air cooler?
I have a Fantex and it's working great. But your MSI one's looking good too.
Yeah. But they don't,
But the Fantex is pretty fat. It's got a thing over the CPU that's really big, and it probably wouldn't work on a.
Well, they got the MSI Mag Core Liquid A13. I got the 16. This is the 13 for $67.99, $68. That'll work. So now we picked out the 240 millimeters, but you got to understand, when you're picking out 240 millimeter AIO, you're not picking out 240 millimeter. You have to allow for the fatness on the ends of the radiator. So you got, instead of, 240, you got to at least have enough room for at least 280 to 290. Max 290. So you have to have enough room in the length. Not the height, the length. And worry about the width too. So you have to.
Asus makes this product, so it's got an Asus motherboard too, by the way. So picking an Asus board would make more sense.
With what I'm doing?
Yeah.
That's why I picked the MSI Mag.
Okay.
I didn't pick I didn't pick.
No, the rock strips V850. Yeah.
Well, I didn't pick the
Right.
240 millimeter AIO of
Right.
Asus. I could
Right.
have.
But I mean, because we're building it, so
I'm going by what I've already tested. I tested the 360. I know how that runs, and I know it runs well. So I know the 240 is going to run just as well. Because you got to remember, when it comes to machining, it's not going to be much different. They're just smaller in size, but they're going to be the same machining. You see what I'm saying? So going by that, and I think to myself, okay, well, yeah, it's going to be good. I know it sounds like it's a mixed match, but it's not. Just follow along with me. Now, choosing system RAM. Oh, this is not going to be
6400 megahertz. It does not say the speed.
Actually, they got Crucial Pro 32 gigabytes, 6400 CL38.
Okay, it's probably pretty close to what the laptop RAM's running at.
Yeah. So this is $360.
Okay.
See, because in an ITX build, you could have the front of it all covered and everything. What the hell is the sense of putting RGB on it if you can't see it?
Is it low pro?
This is Crucial Pro. It's not Corsair. Okay, this is Crucial Pro.
Yeah, okay. Doesn't have the RGB on it, so they're pretty skinny sticks, right? They don't stick up too far.
Low profile, yes.
Okay.
So we can go $360 because it doesn't make sense to get a Corsair Vengeance RGB 16 gigabyte kit for $270. It doesn't make sense. You know. I mean, we can go and look at all the prices, but but the 32 gigs, we're trying to match, system to system for 32 gigs.
I mean, the 359 one's really not a horrible price either, to be honest with you.
No, and it's 6400 CL38. It's still fall in the realm of 6000 CL32 if you want to downclock it. So it is possible.
Yeah.
So 360 it is. So far, we're up to $1,132.92. And in the compatibility chart, looks good so far.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah.
Let's see.
It's looking pretty good. I mean, yeah, it's looking real good so far. Okay, now, because I can tell you where we're going to put the rest of the money. Let's go with storage.
Okay.
So now, what kind of storage are they using?
1 terabyte.
Does it state what?
No, doesn't state. It does not say anything.
So you can get a Crucial P310.
Good. Yep. Pretty much whatever.
Well, let me see what the P310, the speeds of the 310.
It's PCIe times 4. That's all it says.
No. Okay, this is what we're going to do. We are going to hit Control V and hit specs. Okay. Yes, yes, yes. Specifications. Well, it's got 7,100 megabytes on the read so far, and 7,000 megabytes on the read, and it's not too bad. Not too bad. So the P310 NVMe SSD, 1 terabyte would be good. So, okay. See benchmarks. But it says its through output's only around 3,200. Random read test. It's in the highs. Random read, random writes all over the place. Wow. Don't look like the greatest on the speed of this. You know, I could say it's around 3,500 on the reads. Or it could be 7,000 max if you push it the right way. And it's about 3,500 on the reads. I mean the writes. So the writing might be at about 3,500 and the reads might be at 7,000. So, okay. So choosing the storage, we can do the 310, which is $190. Let's see, let's go lowest to highest price. And we're doing 5.0. Let's see what they got for 5.0. They had a Fantang 5,900. Ugh. They got the T710, but that's a little steep for 1,000. They're for 1 terabyte, $227. Yeah.
There's expensive still.
Did they say what a PCIe lane that
4.0?
4.0? Okay. So that's what's going to make the difference. So if they had the Samsung 980 Pro 1 terabyte, that would have been $89, right? But it looks like those are extinct. Let's put SSD here. Okay. Let's do the 2280. Alrighty. Huh. Fudgies. What speed did they say that SSD was at?
What say?
The SSD for that, what was the speed on the read and writes?
It doesn't say.
So could be anything.
Correct.
Ooh, okay.
Probably something that doesn't produce a lot of heat or it doesn't take a lot of power. So I would say it's probably not very fast.
No. Because it definitely thermal throttle being in that case.
Yeah.
Okay. If we were going to do it, we could go with King Spec, but that's not 1 terabyte. Oh, man. So, Silicon Power UD90. It's too bad they don't give the specs. You know. So, okay, we'll just have to pull the specs up manually. We'll just have to pull it up manually. We'll just pull it from Tech Power Up. Multiple hardware versions found. Okay, well, let's just go with what we know. Okay, let's see. Seems kind of low. Yeah. See, there's no encryption, no RGB lighting. Damn, and it's PS5 compatible. No power loss protection. That's not good neither. So, that's not good neither. Answer's no. I'm very picky, guys, when it comes to picking out the right drive. Let's see what this King spec has. The speed on that drive before sucked. So, let's Control V. Specs. Let's see what their company will say. Oh, I agree. Stop it. Okay. Okay, the read on this one is 7,200 to 7,400 megabytes per second. The sequential write is between 44 and 6,600 megabytes per second. This one looks good. It's got a 3-year warranty, and it's got a used life of 1 million hours. And it looks good. So, I think we found the product. I know it's 1 terabyte for $155, so that's just operating system drive. If you want to add anything after that, that's up to you. We're just going from minimalistic specs. It's what we're doing. Well, not minimalistic. We're trying to balance everything out to make a perfect system. So, now the video card comes into play. Damn. Hopefully y'all are staying with us on this. Let me know if you're still here. Throw a hell yes in the chat, by the way. Just throw a hell yes in the chat if you're still here on the stream with us. So, let's see. Graphics card. That's next. Now, the graphics card with that is what? With that system machine? Does it say what kind of graphics card it has?
5070, 8 gigabyte.
Well, we can only do the 5070 12 gigabyte. But
well, you can do it, the speed of it and the cores match the 5060 Ti 8 gigabyte.
Okay, so we said. Okay.
I would do the GPU last to see how much you can max out the dollar amount that you spend. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
$500 for the whole thing.
Okay, well, we can come back to
the come to the GPU last.
Okay, let's.
It's $2,500 exactly.
Then we'll have to look at. We have to see in order to determine what kind of case we're going to pick with this. We have to know. We have to get some kind of blueprint because we know that the case itself. The case itself has to be a certain amount of length, right?
It could be a 2-card fan or a low pro card.
Well, it's going to have to be a 220 millimeter fan, so it's going to have to be at least 312 millimeters, at least, for this to work. So we'll look at the cases. Mid tower. Now we're going to have to dabble into Mini ITX desktop. So we'll go by lowest price. And maybe if they give the size, what kind of power supply are you thinking we're going to get?
That depends on, I don't know. Our graphics card is not going to be any bigger than a 5070 because you can't really get anything higher than that. That's low pro. Or that's a 2-fan.
Right, but is the front headers going to have USB Type-C?
I don't even know if this has Type-C. I'm looking. got 2 HDMI ports, 7 USB ports, 5 component outputs.
No, you're looking at the rear. You're looking at the rear I/O. You got to look at the front I/O.
Remember, this is a little thing.
Yeah, but you
On
got
the front. Hold on.
well, you know you got to have a power switch and a reset switch. You already know that.
I see 2 HDMI ports on the front.
On the front? That's on the back.
No. On the front, there's a Type-C, 2 HDMI ports on the front.
Bro, the front I/O where the power switch is, usually they only have USB 3.0 and USB Type-C.
There's Type-C and
2 headphones?
No, 2 HDMI ports.
Why would they put HDMI ports on the front when the monitor plugs in the back?
For yeah.
Yeah, now you're saying it. Yeah,
I'm just getting it all mixed up.
it's okay. Take your time. That's why we're here. It's okay. It's fine.
It does not say.
Okay, we'll move backwards. This is how we're going to move backwards.
But on the front, it has 2 USB, 1 Type-C.
Oh, you're talking about the Nook.
Yes.
Okay, now it's starting to blend in. Okay.
Yeah.
And what do you have on the front? You should have USB Type-C, right? And
Yeah, there's 1.
And 1 USB Type-A?
Yeah, the one that like headphones plug into your mouse or something like that.
Yeah, one that you can plug in. You got one that can plug in your mouse. You got one that can plug in something else, and you got your headphones. Okay, so and your power button.
Power button's in the front, yeah.
But no reset button.
There is a reset button.
Okay, so that clarifies that. So now what we got to do is look on the Asus motherboard on the other side. And that's what we're going to pull up to see what before we get the case. Okay. It's very important to know what your front I/O of your motherboard is. It's always good to know what the I/O in front is. Because if you don't, will you leave me alone?
It's got, okay. No. It doesn't have a reset button. It's got a headset jack, 2 USB 3.2 Gen 2s, and an SD Express 8.0 card reader.
Okay.
On the back's the reset button. On the back, you have 2 3.2 Gen 2s, 1 USB 2.0, Intel 2.5 gigabyte Ethernet, power buttons on the back, HDMI 2.1, Thunderbolt 4, dual port 1.4A ports, 2 of them, and a lock for the case.
This supports Wi-Fi 7 on this motherboard, by the way.
Okay, I figured.
So now the rear USB, it gives 20 gigabits per second port on USB Type-C. And it gives 5 USB Type-A's, 10 gigabits per second. So you got some pretty fast drives. You got 4 Type-A's that are 10 gigabits per second. And you got 1 USB Type-C that's 10 gigabits per second. And then 2 USB 4.0 or 2.0 Type-A's. So the front USB on this motherboard has one USB 10 gigabits, probably it's type A. They got another one that's type A. And they got a type C on the front. So, knowing that, now we know. We'll leave this page. We'll leave the page open for the motherboard. So, now we know what kind of case we can pick. Right? What we had to know is what it had front for the front I/O on this motherboard. So we got a good idea what the I/O is. So, and I'm going to shoot out of the dark. I'm going to say 1,000-watt power supply.
We know this doesn't come with that. But why would you need a 1,000-watt power supply for a Mini?
True.
Why spend that? Why spend that extra money? Let's get a 750.
Well,
because you're never going to have a card that's going to use all that that'll fit in there.
Yeah. Plus, they need it's a Mini, right? So we're going to need a SFX power supply. Can't pick this one. Need an SFX power supply for it to work. Which I'm sure we can. Well, when we look for it, we'll find it. You know what I'm saying? So, side panel, we can get it mesh, tempered glass. I think for heat and stability, I would go mesh side panel to let it breathe, because there's a 30% restriction. You know, using the mesh panel on the side, but you can also too use it as an intake and always exhaust out of the top, depending on the case. So I think we'll narrow it down to a mesh. So we need 3.2 Gen 2s and a Type C. That narrows that down. We need it to be Mini ITX. Supported radiator sizes will be 280 millimeters. I'm just narrowing it down a little bit. Maximum video card length.
Why 280?
Because the radiator has got to be about between 280 and 300.
Okay.
So we're going to say the graphics card is about 280. Boy, they don't leave us nothing but one case. Oh, that's ATX mid. And we have no compatibles at that size. So. But we'll leave it wide open, just be on the safe. Let's see. Well, that don't look too bad. You'll see it when it comes to you, machine.
Yeah, I see it.
What do you think about that aqua case?
Looks cool.
It's different.
Yep.
It's got airflow on all, you know.
It's not super portable though.
Yeah, but you got to remember, ITX motherboards are bigger size than that Nook.
Yeah, but I still try to make it as portable as possible. Shrink it.
You can't shrink the motherboard any smaller unless you start eliminating things.
Make it shorter instead of longer.
Well, then that means you'll have to go to 120 millimeter AIO.
Well, so that's the only thing that'll work for a 240?
No, if you want to shrink the case to a 120, your ITX motherboard is going to be bigger than a 120. So that's why I went 240, because it was about the right size. So you're not gonna find anything smaller, you know.
Because there's no air cooler that will keep it cool and be small enough.
Well, there is, but that depends on if you want to go that route. But still, your ITX motherboard, even Dakota will tell you the same thing. Your ITX motherboard, you still have to have at least a certain amount.
Yeah. I was thinking of shrinking the thing lengthwise a little bit.
Nope. Let me see. Let me put it to you this way. You see this motherboard? Oh, hold on. Let me go back to the main screen. Okay. You see this motherboard? You'll see it in a minute. So,
yeah.
This is about the same size of an ITX. I didn't say it was the same size. I said it's close to the same size. So, when you're looking at this, you have to figure out what you're going to do. You have to see what this is going to work with, right? Unless you can find a motherboard that is like one half of this, and still can plug in a graphics card, because obviously by cutting off some of this, you're cutting off the chipset. So basically, ITX will not work with what he's looking for.
Okay.
So, but we're just saying, what would the price be? You know,
okay.
I mean, you're just relatively looking for something for travel, right? So I'm looking for something that is going to hold up for support of this travel. That's why I was mentioning the one with the Thermaltake, the TR100, was because it has all metal casing all the way around to handle the transporting and abuse. You see? It gives the internals more protection. So you can't travel with glass. You know what I'm saying? Because if you put a glass front on a ITX, it's not going to work for him. because then he'll be in fear of shattering that glass. And then that will create a whole big animal you don't want. So that's the reason why I was going with the TR100 here. I mean, it's a mesh all the way around case. I mean, if he doesn't like the aqua, I'm sure they got black. But it's a little bit more pricey for the black.
What about the, what's the Dan case?
So you got this. There's the black. I'll just show you the black. Okay, so
I don't think he'd care, like, to be honest with you.
Well, we'll look at the Dan case. I don't think so. I think the airflow is restricted in this case. It's only to one side. Maybe out the top. Let's we can do this. They got no other view of this case. It is what it is. Let's look at the other one. It's white. Let's look at the Sharkoon Rebel C20 ITX RGB. They got one that's non-RGB and they got one that is RGB. Let's look at the one that's not RGB. It's not too bad. That's not too bad neither. Look at the airflow.
Are they available?
No price history. They're not available right now. Nope, they're not available. And you said how many liters was that Nook?
Let me look. Hold on a second.
I was curious about how many liters that Nook is compared to what I'm seeing right here.
Look it up real quick. If it tells me. It does not. Still looking up.
Okay, so it's 7.39 inches by 2.22 inches by 11.2 inches. So it's a foot one way. It's so it's taller than the case I was looking at, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the width is a little bit different. It's only got like a couple inches in width. Its depth is only like 7.39 inches, and its, thickness is 2.2 inches. So its overall height is, or length is, about 11.12 inches. So it's almost close to a foot. I don't think that's really going to stick in his bag neither. That's how you kind of gauge it a little bit. So yes, these cases are built. These cases are built for desktop performance, right? But even though, I still want to go with this one here, the thermal take. I mean, it's got all the bells and whistles that you would think. It supports 280 millimeters radiator support.
Okay.
So, yeah. So that's one we go with for $109. So now we're up to $1,300, almost $1,400, right? And we got the CPU. We got the air cooler for the CPU. We got the motherboard. We got the RAM. We got the SSD. We got the case. So now we can go back to the graphics card. Now that's where it's going to get tricky. So we are going to design it for the length. We're going to have to move it down to 280. So we can get a good idea at 280 what we can put in there. We can put a 9060 XT Sapphire Pulse, right? Now remember, that one's not that interchangeable like this is. So keep that in mind, right?
How much money is spent already?
I have spent $1,397.90. So if I get the calculator out, no, I haven't got the power supply yet. Now I got the calculator out, and I can tell you from 2,500, right? 2,500 minus 1,397.90. We still have $1,102, bro.
Okay.
To think about it. So that's our mark, $1,102. So going back to the graphics card and remarking everything to the size, we have to pick the right size case. Well, the length. We have to move it down to 280.
Does that case come with fans?
That it does not.
Okay. That's not really an expensive part of the process.
No, because you're only going to need like a couple fans.
Yeah.
So going to the top, you got a 5060, 8 gigabyte.
Ooh, 4070 Foundry.
Yeah. So we got a 5060, 8 gigabyte, right? For $350. Because you said that is a 5070, 8 gigabyte, right?
Yeah, but just the same core count, like within 100 of the 5060 Ti, 8 gigabyte. Either way. But we have a lot more money to play with. I would look for a 5070 if you can find one that'll fit. A 2-fan like MFI one would work.
Well, they got this MSI Shadow 2XOC 5070 for $649, $650.
They do have a 9070 2-fan card, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
That might be the best option for power.
No.
I mean, the amount you can get out of it.
No, because I think NVIDIA would be more of a conservative card when it comes to heat. You remember?
Yeah, that's true.
This is
that's true. You're right. Yeah.
This is an ITX build.
Yeah, I agree.
So
yeah, smaller case, less airflow. You need to watch your heat.
Yeah, you need to be more conservative.
Yeah, you're right. Yep. Yep. I wonder how much that. I'm going to look that one up real quick.
So if we're thinking about it, you know, we could go with, if we really wanted to go with it, we can go 5060 Ti, 16 gigabytes.
How much is it?
$570.
God, that's expensive. I'd rather get a 5070.
Truthfully, with the compute units, yes. But you have to look at the amount of compute units with that NUC. Right?
I wouldn't spend that kind of money on that card.
Well, this is just an average, bro. This isn't solid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know that's not something we would buy. I do understand that, and I know sometimes the price might come down. That doesn't mean this is just an average price. This isn't an actual retail price. This is average. You know, we're working on building a system that's close to that, but we can get, when we see that we got a little bit more money to spend, then we can go from there. See, right now we're getting the components, and then we can shift to which components we want to pick to make the system better. You see what I mean? So we have to work on that part first. That's the reason why PCPartPicker is here, so we can judge and see what we can do to make things better, you know, and then come up with a system that you can buy that's a decent price without the headache. So many builders love to do this because they don't want the headache, you know. But I think a starting point would be the 5060 Ti 16 gigabyte. That would be the starting point, I think. Because it's cheaper than the 5070. It has more VRAM than the 5070. It has a little bit less computing power, yes, but the power draw in the 5070 is different from the 5060 Ti.
Not by a whole lot.
But it's enough to make a difference.
It's 40 watts.
Yeah, 40 watts makes a big difference, brother. You have to look at it in, like, let's say if I'm running my CPU at 88 watts, right? which I do. I run mine at 88 watts. If I go to crank it to 140, I'm going to be up to 92C. If I crank this CPU to 140 watts. So you see the difference? And, just by making one little change in the BIOS, I can make it do many of things. But I'm just saying, this is just baseline. This is not forever,
Right.
So it's just to get our foot in the door, what we're kind of looking for. Doesn't mean it is. I mean, if you want, we can go to Sapphire Pulse, but I think the for $450, but I still think that the 5060 Ti with all its bells and whistles is still a little bit better than the 9060 XT. I really do. Even on a Tech Power Up chart, it shows better, doesn't it?
For which one?
The 9060 XT versus the 5060 Ti 16 gigabyte. They're
No. Because I don't think so. I'm looking at it right now.
Right. See, that's the next thing we have to look at.
The 5060 is 5% faster from the Tech Power Up.
So we get more speed with
A little bit more. The better deal would be the Radeon card.
Why would it be the better deal?
Because it's $100 less for 5% less performance.
Yeah, okay. We're still looking. I mean,
I got you.
yeah.
You can get the Asus Dual 9060 XT for $480.
Yeah, but you got to remember what they're hitting is with rasterization. When you hit it with ray tracing, that changes the whole game.
Yeah. But if it's a portable, you're carrying just a portable case with you, right?
Yes.
It's just a quick game. It's not your main system.
No, but you can make it run just as good. For the price you're doing this at right now, I would, the budget you got to work with, right? Let's say your main system in your house gets fried, right? What do you got as a backup? Right? So you got ITX build that has the power of your desktop. Right? You see where I'm going with that, or no?
Yeah.
It's just like having a secondary system, bro.
Correct.
So that's all I was thinking about, because the power of the 5060 Ti would be, for the 5% that they put in rasterization, I know is not much. But once you hit it with ray tracing, that's a totally different ballgame.
Of course. Yes. And it can path trace, and it can run frame generation.
Right. And also, too, it can run LiveStream and game at the same time. Better.
All right.
Well, I mean, that's the reason why we talk about this, because if we can disagree to agree. How about that?
I understand. Yeah, but after paying $400 for mine, I would be very hard for me to spend $500 or more.
Right.
On one.
But we know the prices. We know the prices right now aren't going down anytime soon.
Yeah.
So this is what we have to work with. That's what we have to work with right now.
Yeah.
I know it's kind of hard to accept what we got to work with, but what else can we do?
They do have a 5060 Ti MSI Shadow for $490. 2-fan model.
For $490.
16 gigabyte on Amazon.
Okay.
That's not a bad I would pay that.
Right. So what was it called again?
MSI, or I'll throw it on the
Was it the MSI Shadow or was
Shadow 2X OC? Yep.
Okay. Which they that's not AM. And that was 16 gigabytes.
Yes. I'll send it to your
for $289.
Yep.
Okay. I already got it. Don't have to.
Yeah, for $489.
$489, yeah. If it was $289, everybody would be jumping out of their seat.
Yeah, it'd be gone. It would be way gone.
Yeah. So now we have to choose a power supply.
It's 200 watt card.
If we go and we look at the calculator, it'll tell us how much power we're pulling.
Okay.
So this is saying 384 watts. So
I'd still get a 750 watt power supply in there.
yeah, but this is saying total up 384 watts.
Yeah, that doesn't include spikes. So.
Right.
Yeah, you always want to like double that number, don't you?
Well, let's look at our budget.
Okay. Way under.
Oh yeah, we're definitely way under.
Hey, I sent you a mini case in your thing. I like it. I would try to build one of these.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Huh. We'll have to look at that.
It'd probably be hard to do. I'd get frustrated.
Oh yeah, the John's bow for 129.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That looks cool.
Oh, I know. I've already seen. I was going to mention that before. You know, the V12, John's bow B12. Oh, ain't nobody can see what we're talking about here. Durr. Okay. Sorry. The John's bow V12 on Amazon for 129, 130. That's still not bad. You can get white or you can keep it black.
I would keep it black.
I would get it black. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I would too. If you're going to transport stuff, I would want to keep it black so it doesn't mark up as well.
So we can.
You have to change your AIO.
Yeah, we can change the case. So we'll choose a case, and we'll put John's bow.
You have to change your. I don't know if the motherboard is going to be Mini ITX though. You have to change everything up.
No, the motherboard's ITX.
For the Johnsboro, will it fit in it?
Yeah, it should. It's ITX. They got more than one John's bow, bro.
It says micro ATX.
Yeah. You can put ITX in there too.
Okay.
You got to remember, it starts off in the beginning ITX size, right? But it gives you the next size up, which is micro ATX. So you're next size up, but you can still put an ITX build in there. You don't have to change the motherboard just because of that.
I don't think the AIO is going to work now.
You don't think what's going to work?
The AIO with that.
Why, it's the same. It's a 280.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to work.
Oh, that's a 280 right there.
So you just take the front fans out with the AIO right there?
Yeah, why not? I think it would be cool. Have a water cooling in there. They got air cooling there, but you can put water cooling there.
So, do you just have the rear fan blowing the opposite directions, blowing in?
No, the fan's in the front, right?
Mm-hmm.
The fans in the front, well,
If you look closely, you can't fit a 240 in the back.
well, it looks like they got two 120 fans there.
In the front, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's just interesting. It's just a different way of looking at a build.
I would have to think that one through.
Yeah, I mean, we could use another one for now, but I think that will require a little bit more thinking. But it does have an MSI. If you look at the card in there, it's got the MSI black in there, where is it? It's got the MSI card in there.
We can always, I mean, we can go air. We can do the same thing right here.
Yep. Do an air cooler.
I mean,
but will the air cooler be enough to cool that CPU?
Two fans in the front, sucking in, one taking it out. You got one fan here, one fan in the middle, and one fan on the end for your, you got a 3-fan setup.
I guess with the smaller case, your air will force through there a lot faster. So there won't be a lot of heat built up, I guess.
No, there won't. There shouldn't be a lot of heat buildup in there. No.
Okay. Because your air's going through so fast.
Right, because you got to remember the air that's in this little section here, where the graphics card is in the front, that air is going directly out the back. It's being forced up and over because that's so close to the top of the case and it's so close to the bottom. It's kind of forcing the air out that way.
Yep, I got you.
So.
And you're not going to be overclocking your CPU anyway. So.
No, this has got a power button. This has got a USB Type A. It's got a USB Type C. And it's got a reset button.
I like that case. I think it's neat.
Yeah, it kind of looks old school, but it kind of gives on top of your desk. That would give it a hell of a feel, bro. I mean, if you were to go to look at it, I mean, you can put it on the left side of your desk or the right side. The left side, you're going to see the air cooler. The right side, you're going to see the GPU.
Yep.
So, yeah. I mean,
I think it looks nice. I like it.
I mean, we could change it up. I mean, this one's the V12. So.
What kind of air cooler is that in that case?
I have to remember.
I'm going to look up air coolers real quick. I don't look those up very much.
Oh, that sucks. It doesn't have the V12 in here.
It has to be a particular kind of.
I'm surprised they don't have the V12 listing in here.
Ooh. 280 watt TDP dual power. Would that be enough for that? It would be, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
God, they're
Okay, so
it's got a. This looks cool.
Let's say we'll just do the V10, and the price of the was $129.99.
Excuse me. Oh,
Okay, so we'll just manually enter the price. So 129.99.
I've got one in here. I'm going to send you.
Okay, so we'll say that's the V12. We'll just imagine this is the V12.
Okay.
So we're at $1,907.89. So we got to change the air cooler now.
Yep.
Okay, so we need a decent air cooler.
I sent one to you.
Okay. You have to give me a minute. I gotta find. Give me a second. I'm trying to find this. Okay, so.
And it says 280 watts.
Oh.
ADP.
Yeah, that should be enough.
And it's got a cool little screen on it. So with the see-through case, that looked pretty cool.
Yeah.
But it's pricey, of course.
Well.
But we got room to work with. Is that correct? LG, that's the right type, right? LGA 1851, right?
No, bro. It's AM5.
Oh shit! That says AM5 on there. Really good.
As long as it says AM5.
Yep.
It's good.
I would figure that they would make it. They would give you the stuff for multiple different kinds. So
yeah, they do.
Sense.
They do. So going back here. Now let's see.
It's 135 millimeters high by 165 millimeters wide.
It should be all right.
Yeah.
Oh, looks like they don't have that one neither in here. Oh. Okay.
I didn't look at where the RAM. Where's the RAM at on this thing?
What do you mean?
On the Johnsboro case? Where do you put the RAM at? Oh, it's underneath the air cooler.
Yeah.
Low
profile. We already got low profile. I already know that.
Okay.
See, anytime you build an ITX case, you always have to have low profile.
Okay. I'm like, where's the RAM at?
Well, we already picked low profile, so I already knew this.
Okay.
That's the reason why I said you're not going to have any RGB on it.
Yep, because that takes up the space.
Yep.
Let's see. Gigastone. Deals on related products. And ZXT case. I know you're upset about that.
Oh,
850 watt ZXT power supply. There you go.
well, we're not on the power supply just yet.
I know. $32 gigabyte DDR4 3200 CL16.
Okay.
$250.
How much did we say the air cooler was going to be?
The air cooler is $130.
Okay, so we're just going to manually put in the price. We'll say what was the cooler again?
Tyrex or TRYX. Turris, TURRIS.
Okay, we'll just say that's the one right there.
Yep, that's fine.
But
130.
we'll just work around it.
Yep.
So we're still below $2,000.
Oh wait, yeah. And we're spending extra money on a.
Now we still get the power supply.
Yeah.
That's next. So I'm gonna say SFX.
Are there any issues with the case that you need to think about with the power supply?
Well,
I'm looking. Max cooler height 140. Max display card length 260 millimeters. Motherboard.
so 850 watt for 120 bucks. But that's Vetru. I don't know. I would go to silver. Well, that's 500. Thermaltake Tough Power SFX 80 plus platinum 750. Yeah, why not? See, I can't say nothing about Thermaltake because I got this PC right here and my main PC both got Thermaltake power supplies, 750 watts. So, and this is 80 plus platinum too. So we'll say the 750, $130 for the power supply, 750 watts. Because my system pulls more than this does. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, the grand total, and we all know we can get the operating system for like, free. And if you want to get a product key, it's only like 23, 24 bucks.
Yeah, somewhat.
So, grand total, just the PC alone, is $2,099.89. Now, if we want to bring that down to $2,000 even, we can cut here and cut there. But I think
still $400 less than what it's asking for.
I mean, for the CPU air cooler, we could cut that back to something else less than 130 bucks.
Yep.
So you can get an air cooler for like 69, 70 bucks. They do make some good ones that are, less than that. I mean, let me bring this point to you. Okay. Now, if you look at really quick that John's bow case, right?
Mm-hmm.
And how that looks, right?
Mm-hmm.
And look at the air cooler that's in there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, this cooler right here is only $20. It'll come up in a minute to you there, machine. I like this one better because it's got spikes at the end of it. Shows that copper. So, it's got that copper feel.
Yeah, I was just going with the aesthetics of the case.
Oh, I know, but I can change the fans. And I can put a top cap to this and change the whole aesthetic to this. You know how much that would cost me to change the aesthetic to this? Probably $15.
Oh, Jonesboro makes they make coolers.
I know that. I have the Johnsbow 1400 air cooler in here right now in my my AM4 system. I already have an air cooler from Johnsbow that I run with the AM4 system.
Okay.
I've had that cooler ever since I first started the channel.
Here's one that's cheaper, $50. A Jonesboro one, CA90. Up to 270 watts.
Okay. But let's just say let's keep the max at about 100. Let's change the max and just say $100.
Thermalright, purely protectant. What about Thermalright?
Or Thermalright's fine. I'm gonna move the CPU air cooler down to $80. You know, I'm gonna say $80.
Okay.
Because I think that's more fair. I think that's more fair. So we moved it down to $80. The case is less than $2,050. Well, it is about $2,050. So, I mean, if we look at it, we got some really decent parts. Don't you think?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think with that Johnsbow build and everything for $2,000, and you go to look at that Nook, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's $2,500. So, not all parts are interchangeable. Remember that. So 2,500 minus our total 2,049.89. So you're saving $450.11 on a more dependable ITX build, still a desktop build, more dependable than that Nook. You know that, right?
And lower temp.
And lower temps, because there's more air space.
Mm-hmm.
You can get more air out of the ITX build.
Yeah, it'll be quieter too.
Yeah, it'd be. Oh yeah. Yeah.
With 60 decibels.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah.
It's gonna make noise if we stay cool.
Bro, you're gonna get the police called on you, and you're gonna be down at the police station because all that goddamn noise coming from that Nook.
Yeah, and if your CPU is running at 101C, the police need to arrest you.
If you're now, I want you to understand something. If your PC's running at 120 decibels, that's against the law. Believe it or not, it's called air pollution. If your PC is running at 120 decibels, then you need to be shot. Seriously.
That'd be loud.
I mean, you know the DS fans I got here, bro. I got these at 2,700 RPMs right now. All of them on my main system. And guys, you want to hear what it sounds like? Machine, stop crunching. Give me a minute, bro.
Okay.
No noise, because I want everybody to hear the fans. I can't get it any closer to the fans if I'm going to shove it in there. So it is what it is. I would actually have to shove the mic into the fans for you guys to hear it. That's the reason why when I bought these fans with their own controller hub and everything else, the motherboard doesn't control these. Totally separate. Totally separate. These hook directly to the power supply. And that's the reason why I like them so much. And it also, too, it comes with the coloration remote like this. I have showed you guys 1,000 times on these things. It controls the speed of the fans. It controls the colors. You can even turn them off and make it a blackout build. It's not a bad build. So, if I were to do, and believe it or not, to do a build like this for $2,050, Machine, what do you think? Would you buy that build knowing what's in that build?
I wouldn't pick that CPU.
What, for this build?
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
I would probably stick with what I've got and save $150.
True.
Put a 9700X in there.
Right. But remember, you can get the 270K plus and totally transform the same way, same amount of money, but better performance.
Yeah. Motherboard's going to be more expensive.
Yeah, but you can also cut corners too on other things.
Yeah.
I think with the balancing it out, see, this is where everybody gets it wrong, is because they're not looking on how to balance it out. They're looking at power. You know, more power. Stop looking for the power. Look for the balance. Machine, you know I'm right about this.
Yeah.
If you look for the balance, the power will be there. Look for the balance of the system. Don't be looking for the power. Just look for the balance. What complements one another? What complements your GPU with your platform? And your platform consists of your CPU, your motherboard, your system RAM, your SSDs, and whatever else you're putting on your motherboard. Your chipset, that's all one package. Your platform is one package. Your GPU is another package. Your power supply is another package. So by the end of the day, if you balance everything out, and let's say you even, with that NUC, you probably won't even get into the BIOS. You can't tweak anything really with that NUC. Am I wrong about that, Machine?
It says there's BIOS interface, but there's parts locked out.
Yeah, but this
because everything's soldered onto the motherboard, so they're not going to let you do anything to it.
Right.
You might be able to do an undervolt, maybe, but it's only running at 2.6 gigahertz, anyways.
Right, but if you take this ITX build we just did.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say you decide, okay, well, I'm just going to run the 9700X with it. I can tell you, Machine can tell you, he's got a 5060 Ti 16 gigabyte.
Yeah.
And he's running it with the 9700X. So he knows the drill. You can tell him about it, Machine.
Yeah, that card, especially for $400, is outstanding.
Yeah, if you can find
outstanding. I can run path tracing at 1440p on Cyberpunk with that card.
Right.
Yeah.
See, this is what people miss out on things, is the overpricing. It just becomes obnoxious. Yep. It makes it harder for us to do what we do the best on YouTube and for our own builds and everything else. I mean, we're fighting. It's like we're fighting a horse when it comes to building the best PC in the world and not having a big dollar sign behind it. You know, it's going to be pricey.
Yep.
And now that same build we just did was at least $600 less when you run an X processor with it.
Yep.
Back a year ago.
Yep, $600 less.
$600 less.
Yep.
Now you can see where your hard-earned money's going. That's $600. That's $600 that you could have used. Okay, that you could have used to upgrade your system even more, even for $1,400. Okay, $1,500. The system we just showed you should have been around there. $1,500. That's a mid-level system. Wouldn't you think, machine?
Yeah.
So, I mean, the cost, the system RAM is what jacked it up, right?
Yeah, the SSD.
See, because we paid for 32 gigs of 6,000 megahertz, what, CL18 and
CL30 and 28.
It was like, what, $109 for each?
Both of ours together cost $260.
That's 64.
And I've got 48 gigabytes.
Right, and I got 32. And then my DDR4 system's got 64.
Yeah. So the same price it cost for 32, we can buy all three for the cost it costs. We can get RAM for all three of our systems.
Yeah.
For the same price back then that we can get for one 32 gigabyte DDR5 right now.
Oh yeah, I agree.
So, yeah, and then SSD cost is outrageous.
So, well, now we got to look at, that's one cost. The next cost is the solid state drive.
Yeah, those are the two biggie.
That 1 terabyte drive should have been around $60.
Yeah, it should have been less than 100.
Especially with what they're offering, and there's no real support on that drive too. It is not. I mean, to me, that drive isn't really worth shit. Truthfully. I would rather stick with Samsung or Crucial on their drives because they have driver support, firmware support.
Yep.
That's the reason why I got the Samsung 980 Pro as my secondary drive. I got the Crucial P2 Plus as my main operating system drive. And I got a big old hard disk drive, HHD, that holds all my pictures, all my information, everything. And it's a big drive. So that's what gives me, 18 terabytes of hard drive space, machine?
Yep. I mean, my Western Digital also has software to it as well.
Yeah.
It's the black. The gaming one.
See, that's the thing. Everybody has to, when you buy a drive, you have to buy it with software support.
Yeah, it's got the power saving. It's got the if it notices, like if it starts heating up, it'll actually turn the computer off.
Yeah, and also
to save your stuff.
Yeah, it also too you can test your drive to see its integrity and everything else.
Yeah, it's got software for that too.
So, with my operating system drive, it allows me to turbo clock my SSD. My Crucial P2, it allows me to turbo my SSD. So I can really boost it really high. But my Samsung, My Crucial, the Crucial P2. Sorry. And then the Samsung 980 Pro, I left it alone because I don't need to do that. It has enough read and write that I don't have to worry about that. So, if we look at it, machine, if people shop wisely, they can get themselves a decent gaming system.
Yep.
But those little cracked up boxes that they're putting out there, some of them come with integrated graphics. Some of them come with, a GPU.
Yeah, they're not really designed for heavy gaming.
No, they're designed for office.
Yeah, or sit in front of your TV and watch Netflix on your TV. That's what it's designed for.
I mean, 8 gigabytes of VRAM.
Yeah,
that's
you're not going to be gaming too much. I mean, you can play a few little games on it, but it's really designed for like an entertainment thing, not for heavy gaming or even a lot of work-related stuff.
Well,
you could do that on 8 gigabytes, depending on what you do.
Right. They have a very limited optimization path.
Yep.
Compared to an ITX build, they got a very limited options.
And you can only upgrade the system RAM and the M.2, and you can only put 4 terabytes of M.2 space in there.
Yep.
So you can't change the GPU ever, and you can't change the CPU ever. So you're locked in.
Yep, that's
another bad thing about it. So once it goes out, you can't just be like, hey, I'm just going to put the new card in or the new CPU. Can't do it. You're stuck.
Yep. Compared to a full build,
like your AM4 system.
I mean, you spend $2,500. Well, bro, you're spending $2,500 on a soldered piece of shit that's on a board.
Yep. Now, a laptop, I understand.
Right. I can understand that, yeah.
Yeah, but I would still, if I was running a system on a TV, I would still have a computer case with parts in there I can upgrade for whenever I need to. I still would not get a little mini thing.
What's that one company that makes?
Nice.
What's that one company that makes interchangeable laptops? Parts.
I don't know. The one that man was talking about.
Yeah.
Got his name. Linus.
Yeah, Linus Tech Tips.
Yeah,
he's
part of that company though.
Yeah, I know.
But they didn't do well.
Well, now they're not doing too bad.
Oh, really? They were having issues galore. Like the keys would stop working, and like just all kinds of issues.
Yeah, just like Intel, and their drivers stopped working because they didn't make them right. Remember, you're always going to have little bugs here and there for the first 5 years. First 5 years is the hardest trying to make a startup when it comes to products. For people to start trusting the products, it takes about 5 years. So it's just like becoming a reviewer on YouTube. It takes, to gain everybody's trust, it takes about 5 years. Some people like the fast way of doing things, fast. I'm not trying to make things fast. Because when you start to do that, you start showing dishonesty.
Yeah, he's trying to make things last. The other word that rhymes with it.
Yeah. They're trying to make everything fast. Like 60-second benchmark here, 60-second benchmark here. They're trying to make it fast. But we're not here to do that. We're here to tell you how to make it last.
Yep.
There's a difference.
Yep.
You can listen to them, and they give you that 60-second benchmark, and they can tell you all they want. Oh, I've ran a 10 test at 60 seconds into the test. So, okay, you spent a whole 10 minutes testing one graphics card, right? But what about the consumer that runs it for at least 8 hours?
Yep. I'm still adjusting mine.
Yeah.
I still adjust my stuff.
See, they don't look at the longevity. They look at what they can put into a video for you. I'm not looking at it that way. You know, the most longevity I got on my graphics card right now is my 4070. And how many years have I had it now, machine?
over 3 now.
It's over 3 years now. I'm still testing it.
Yep. Just over 3 years.
I have a video when I tested it in the beginning. I've been testing it all the way through. If you guys watch the videos, you would see I'm testing it all the way through for the last 3 years.
And you got more speed out of it when you changed it to the 9700X.
Yeah. When I upgraded when I took it from AM4 and put it on AM5, I gained a lot of speed.
Yep. Yeah, it opened it wide up.
Yeah. It opened up whole new doors going from AM4 to AM5.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean my AM4 system is bad. It's not. It's not as bad as you think.
Yeah, having that PCI 5.0 would don't have to worry about bottlenecks on the 4.0 stuff anymore.
No, if you got a 5.0 motherboard, you don't have to worry about the bottleneck on 4.0.
That will never be a bottleneck on a 4070. So you can pretty much do what you want with it now.
Yeah, there is no bottleneck. The GPU is the bottleneck now.
Yep.
But the way I balance it out, it does. Both of them run side by side. Temperatures run side by side, and they keep in between 60 and 70 C.
Yep.
They don't go up. They don't go down. They don't go forward. They don't go back. They don't go to the side, or they don't go to that side. They stay directly forward. Now, if you get a heavy CPU intensive game, the CPU is going to rise up. I already expect that. But I have an undervolted CPU with a stock GPU. That's it. I don't have my GPU overclocked. I don't need the overclock. That tells you how good that 4070 is running right now. I don't need the overclock. I don't need that extra 3 to 5 FPS for what? Just so I can burn out the GPU die? I don't need to do that. I don't need to stress out the memory chips. Nothing. That's what keeps everything nice and balanced. Everybody's got to understand, balanced runs better. It's not more power runs better. You're killing the life of your equipment. Balanced runs better. Am I wrong, machine?
Nope.
If you don't keep it balanced, you're going to have what they call imbalance, and you're going to get blue screening, black screening, green screening, whoever knows what kind of screening. But you're never going to have good enough time on your PC, because when you start up your PC, guess what? It crashes automatically. Why is it crashing? Let's see. Maybe it's an imbalance of overclocking your CPU and you burned it out. That's why it's crashing. I've seen it happen. I've seen where people have stressed out their system RAM so much and heated it up right at its maximum. And the next day they go to their computer and it doesn't even fire up at all. Why? They killed the RAM. And also, too, I've seen one kill a whole channel out of a motherboard because of the overclocking. You have to be very, very careful when you're overclocking your RAM. If you don't know how to do it, stick with the Expo or XMP, or if you're on AM4, stick with the DOCP or the XMP. Okay? Do not go in there and try to fine tune if you do not know how to do that. That is not recommended. You'll end up killing your RAM sticks, and you'll end up killing your motherboard, and maybe even take out your CPU, your graphics card, even your SSD if you don't do it right. Reminder, balance is beautiful. I keep both systems balanced. Right now, this system has the 3060 12 gigabyte in it. It runs just as good on Steam when I'm playing Cyberpunk or Hogwarts Legacy. I'm not getting any latency. They both run the same on the latency. I stay between 12 and 16 milliseconds on latency. I watch it all the time. Everybody says, oh, I get like 30, 60, 70 milliseconds on latency. Well, there's something you imbalanced in your system that makes it run that hot. So you have to figure it out. It's simple. Just go back to stock settings and then turn on Expo or XMP. But if you're still unsure about the power, that the motherboard might overpower your CPU, then go to the voltage. Do a voltage offset. I've done voltage offset on both of these. The same voltage offset is on both of these. The same undervolt is on both of these. They're both exactly the same. AM4 and AM5. Same undervolt. Two different motherboards. And it still is cherry. So what do you think, machine? Sound good?
Yep.
So are you ready to be done? I think we went over 22 minutes. What do you think?
Yeah, we did go over a little bit.
All right, guys. Now you got my 2 cents and you got Machine's 2 cents on the difference between these mini PCs and an ITX build. You can see you can build an ITX for lower price than you could that little crap box. And I call it a crap box. The reason why I call it a crap box, because everything that's buckled in there, heats up so bad that it thermal throttles right out of the gate. These companies can prove to me, and they let me test one and see how it runs, and they can stand by their word that it doesn't thermal throttle out of the gate. Then I'll say something good. But until then, I would never recommend any one of those little crap boxes to anybody. I recommend you get an ITX build, or you get yourself a laptop. You get more performance from a laptop than you would those little mini PC boxes. Not worth it. They can promise you the world, but it doesn't bring the world. If you want better gaming, then stick with an ITX build. You can build a better PC for less cost. Less cost, $400 to $500 less than those souped up ones that are supposed to be for gaming. They're just not worth it. They're not worth it, Machine, are they?
I wouldn't get one.
No, neither would I. So, all right, Machine, we are at the end of this live stream. You want to tell everybody goodbye?
See y'all later. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. Don't forget to press the like button.
Yeah, don't forget to hit the like button, like he said. And don't forget, if it's your first time here, hit the subscribe button. Keep us busy. If you hit the like button, you might keep YouTube busy, because obviously they're not busy enough. Obviously, they want to take and hold my videos like they're holding my underwear. So that's not good. I don't like people holding my underwear. So, well, except for the girlies, but you know. But anyway, tried to make it a little funny for you guys. But do hit the subscribe button to keep me busy and Mr. Machine busy. And also to hit the like button and definitely keep YouTube busy, because you know, if they're using AI to take up their work slack and they're all sitting back eating bonbons, then you know why. We need to do something to get me out there that's going to shake and rattle and roll their little AI buddy to make, you know, the people there do some work. So, got to use a little bit of here, even though y'all say I'm crazy. But anyway. All right, guys. Y'all have a great evening. We do appreciate everybody being here, everybody sticking around, everybody having, you know, a decent time, hopefully. So, but until the next time, guys, and the next video, you know it is. Me and Mr. Machine, we'll see you on the next live stream next week, 6 p.m. Wednesday. Be here or you missed the bus.
Never slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.